So Marcus Rashford is going to Barcelona, and bro, this has to be the most random transfer ever. Fabrizio Romano broke the news that it's a loan with a buy option, but the fee for the buy option hasn't been specified yet. If I could take a guess, it would be nothing more than £40 million, probably around 25, but definitely nothing more than £40 million for Rashford. I personally think this is a massive step up for his career because he's leaving Manchester United behind. He's moving up in life. And I must say, the relationship between Manchester United and Marcus Rashford is kind of like having a toxic girlfriend. And with him leaving on loan to go to Barcelona, it's like having your toxic girlfriend leave you for a guy with a Lamborghini. And a lot of Manchester United fans want to see him flop. They want to see him fail. So to bring it back to that analogy, you're watching your girlfriend leave you for a guy with a Lamborghini, and all you're hoping is that they die in a car crash. Okay, I hope you're not hoping that. But some Man United fans really hope he doesn't have a good loan spell. I think he'll have a great loan spell. Before I get into it, real quick guys, could you please leave a like on the video? It really helps for the algorithm. You can subscribe for more football videos if you wanna, but I really need that like for the algorithm. Alright, now to get back to what I was saying. I think this whole situation is kind of like Antony Part 2, because I think if Rashford gets the minutes, he will perform amazing at Barcelona. I rate Marcus Rashford, and I'm an Arsenal fan. I am just thanking God right now that Arsenal did not bid for Marcus Rashford, because we love buying slop. But honestly, when we look at Marcus Rashford, he had a really good loan spell at Aston Villa, and I think under Hansi Flick, he can get the best out of Marcus Rashford. Now, when we look at this loan move, I think that there are two possible outcomes. The first outcome, which I think is very unlikely, is that Barcelona are going to exercise the buy option. The only way this happens is if Rashford has an outrageous season where he becomes the undisputed starter for that left wing position. And I think it's unlikely that he performs to the level where he becomes a starter like Lamine Yamal, because we all know he has the potential. It's kind of wild to talk about potential considering his age, but with that being said, we know he has the potential to put up amazing performances, but the only way he can make the most of this loan move is if he puts his ego aside and he does whatever Hansi Flick wants. He needs to press, he needs to play with work rate and be willing to understand that he has to earn his place, because Rashford does have that track record of having an attitude problem at Man United. I don't know if he still had this problem at Aston Villa, but at Man United he always had an attitude problem. The more likely option, which I think is going to happen at the end of the upcoming season, is that Barcelona are not going to exercise the buy option. Marcus Rashford is going to end up at Man United again at the end of the upcoming season, which doesn't solve the Rashford problem at Man United. In case everybody forgot, Jadon Sancho didn't have his buy option exercised by Chelsea. Granted, he didn't set the world on fire at Chelsea, but he was a really decent player. So now, Manchester United have to figure out what they're going to do with Jadon Sancho this season. Another reason why I believe this is likely to happen is because of how Aubameyang was treated at Barcelona, and not in a bad way. I don't know if you guys remember, but when Aubameyang went to Barcelona for those 6 months from January, Aubameyang was pretty much the main man in attack. As an Arsenal fan who is also an Aubameyang fan, I was convinced that Barcelona were going to keep him for a while until they found a replacement. And I knew because of Aubameyang's age that he would get replaced, but I did not expect them to replace Aubameyang as quickly as they did with Lewandowski. So I think even if Rashford ends up becoming the main man, kind of like what Aubameyang did when he was at Barcelona, come the end of the season, they're not going to exercise that buy option, and they're going to end up probably buying a promising young winger like Nico Williams or Bradley Barcola. That's just how I view this whole situation. But I guess all I can say is we'll see how it goes down in Barcelona. Personally, I hope that he has an amazing season there, because I want Manchester United fans to look at Rashford with envy. I want them to feel that pain of being proven wrong, that the problem actually wasn't Rashford. The problem is Manchester United's management or their structure as a team. So me personally, I hope Rashford does the most there at Barcelona. But hey, that's just my whole 2 cents on this situation. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like. As I've said before, it helps with the algorithm, and subscribe for more football videos. Also, let me know your thoughts about what you think about Marcus Rashford going to Barcelona. And with that being said, brothers, peace.